Nepal up to 10 points, get up to double digits, to within 2 wins of Namibia with 6 games in hand. They're going to maybe be able to get themselves out of those kind of bogey positions of 7th or 8th and start to dream again of a top 4 spot.
Absolutely. And I think that they'll be looking at Scotland and Canada where they are. Scotland still do have 3 games in hand as well from the other teams that are around them. But I just think Nepal go vertical. And going vertical, that was the Sydney Sixers women used that as a mantra several years back when they were at the bottom of the table and they ended up having this incredible run. It was Sixers go vertical. Maybe we need to adopt that for Nepal, because for me, looking at that table, there's only one way that Nepal are going.
So that's going vertical down under.
Don't, you know I'm having a shocker today. Don't make it worse.
26 to win, 6 overs to do it. Klein in his final over. He has barely been kept wicketless his entire career, but right now it's looking very much like it's going to be the case. Hasn't bowled badly at all. He's been very economical, but Nepal have found a way to nullify his threat.
Well, the problem is that because they only put a modest total on the board, there's been no choice but to be economical, and that hasn't been enough. They've had to be both economical and take wickets in order to have a chance in this match.
Oh, nearly gets his first. We nearly talk him into one.
I know you talk about the importance of Ari and this innings for him, but it's a very different innings to say what we saw from Karen Casey the other day, but in its own way it's been as impressive from Sheikh. Just because of the way he's steered this innings, he's paced it perfectly, hasn't taken the risk, he took his time.
And he's accelerated, lovely, isn't he?
Yes.
Strokes like that. That'll be 4 more. He's guiding Nepal home. This result is looking like it's only going to go one way. And the Nepal fans, lesser in number than 2 days ago, they're not any less loud right now.
Yeah, just seeing there from Sheikh that more aggression coming in, but he's earned the right to be aggressive, and he played that in. I almost thought that ball came back in a touch, but picked the spot perfectly. Great placement, great timing, great shot.
Guided away behind square. It's going to race to the longest part of the ground, but not quite get to the rope. And Depender Singh Ari says, I'll have 3. Thank you very much. Cantered 3 there. Arif Sheikh doing slightly heavier breaths in his running. Kyle Klein, much like much of this Dutch performance, has just looked not quite at their usual best. And have a tall task in 2 days' time. Remember, they were beaten pretty roundly by Scotland in their last game on home soil. Could be staring down the barrel of 3 consecutive defeats unless they turn things around pretty quickly. And got to remember, this is the side that qualified for the 50 over World Cup 2 years ago. Those dramatic circumstances down in Zimbabwe. Of course they're missing some players, we all know they are, but just a few ominous scenes here for the men in orange, as Kyle Klein will be wicketless for the first time in 11 internationals. He'll end up with none for 39, respectable figures, but no wickets next to his name. And with 5 overs remaining, it's just 18 runs required to win. Nepal, 208 for 4.
The thing is, I think this is such a great combination of teams to have in this round. Nepal, Scotland, Netherlands. It also wouldn't surprise me to see Netherlands come around and beat Scotland. And then you have Scotland beating Nepal. This is one of those rounds, right? You can just see these teams each beating up on each other on their own day. Really competitive. And we'll have it all for you on ICC TV as well. So make sure you stay with us over the next week and a half, because there's three such good sides that are taking to the field here at Fort Hill.
Still sticking with the 5 bowlers is Max O'Dowd. No temptation to. I don't think they have a lot to lose. Maybe tossing the ball to a Zach Lyon Cachet, sticking everyone out on the rope and seeing if you can play to the ego of an Irie or a Shake and get one caught in the deep. Do you think it's a weakness of the Dutch side with this strategy they've persisted with, which is 7 out-and-out batters, meaning that your 5th bowler has to come from the part-timers? So today it was Michael Levitt, who's bowled pretty well. He used Zach Lyon Cachet a lot in May. Don't really understand why Aryan Dutt is not in the 11. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, however many left-handers are in the opposition side.
Yeah, look, it's a funny one, because then also you talked before about the soft underbelly, perhaps in the middle order, middle to lower order.
Well, I think that's why they're going with 7 batters.
That's
you're trying
my
to
point.
lengthen the batting lineup.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. And they've put up a total today that you would say was under par. Well, go back to that decision at the toss to bat first.
It's a misread. I'm sorry. We may not speak to Scotty Edwards after this game. I think Max O'Dowd will come and chat to us, because Edwards will want to rest his leg. But for me, it's a misread. It's that simple. Conditions have not got any more difficult. The bat, if anything, they've improved and got a bit easier. And with the challenge of the weather that we've played in today, I just cannot understand why you'd want to bat first.
Well, if you felt, even in that game 2 days ago, that maybe conditions eased a little bit for batting as well. And that's taking nothing away from Nepal batting second and the way that they chased. But
I think the hybrid pitches tend to stay pretty consistent, so any assistance you're going to get is early. And that's what we saw. Karen Casey getting a lovely full delivery through Max O'Dowd. It was a massive moment in the game. Yeah, I think it's a misread. They always have a lot of belief in their ability. They will get a couple and maybe a couple more. I think Irie's going to get 3 here, as the pressure tells on Michael Levitt. Dutch, well, they've just been run ragged. They're going to be going down to a defeat here. And being frank, a defeat that, outside of maybe one wobble when Rohit Paudel was run out, kind of almost looked like it was under control for Nepal. Throughout all 100 overs.
it's been a completely different